Okay, good morning, guys. The today's topic is polarization of uniform plane wave. Okay, what meant by polarization? Okay, what is meant by polarization? In general, the polarization is the simply how the electromagnetic wave delivered from the surface of uh, antenna. Okay, antenna or a piece of conducting wire. Okay, that is called polarization. Okay, here also the same concept. Here, the polarization is always described in terms of the uniform plane wave as a time varying behavior of the electric and magnetic fields. Okay. Okay. In simple, the polarization of a uniform plane wave is simply defined as the orientation of the electric vector, okay, or the time varying behavior of the electric vector, okay, at a fixed point in space is simply defined as a polarization. Okay, the fields, the electric and magnetic fields of the uniform plane wave have a directions in the medium. Okay, that medium may be anything. Depending upon the direction or the orientation of the electric field strength, there are the three types of polarizations. Okay, what it means? The polarizations are classified into three basic types, depends upon the orientation of the electric vector. Okay, what are they? Linear polarization is the first one, elliptical polarization, and circular polarization. Okay, these are the basic types of polarization concepts. Did you get it? What is meant by polarization? Polarization is simply the orientation of the electric vector, okay, at a fixed point in a space. And this polarization is classified into three types depending upon the orientation of the electric vector and uh, the uniform plane wave directions in the medium. Okay, what are they? Linear polarization, elliptical polarization, circular polarization. Okay, in that first we have to go through that linear polarization. Okay, before going to that linear polarization, what is meant by linearity? Okay, the input and output proportions are equal, then it is said to be a linear, right? Okay, this linear type polarization is again classified into two types as horizontal polarization and vertical polarization. Okay, remember the linear polarization is classified into again two types as a horizontal polarization and vertical polarization. See this polarization, okay, tree structure, okay, polarization tree structure. Polarization is classified into three types, right? Okay, what are they? Linear polarization, elliptical polarization, circular polarization. Linear polarization is again two types as horizontal polarization, and vertical polarization. Okay, this is the general tree structure of polarization concept. Okay, remember this, very important in competitive exam point of view. Okay, linear polarization. Okay, the name itself indicates the wave is said to be linearly polarized. Okay, if the electric field strength remains along the straight line at a given point in a space. Okay, that is, okay, uh, this is the response. Okay, this is the linear polarization. Okay, the wave is said to be linearly polarized. The electric field strength, for suppose this is the electric field strength, okay, remains along the straight line at a given point in space, and this is termed as a straight line. Okay. Okay, that is the thought of the author. Okay, see here, the linear polarization is divided into two types: as horizontal polarization and vertical polarization. Already I told you horizontal and vertical polarizations. Okay, consider uniform plane wave traveling in z direction. Okay, let it be assumed. Okay, consider a uniform plane wave. Consider a uniform plane wave traveling in z direction with electric and magnetic fields laying on the xy plane. Consider uniform plane wave traveling in the z direction with electric and magnetic fields laying on the xy plane. The electric field vector in time domain for the linear polarization. The electric field vector for the time domain, okay, is expressed as E of z comma t, the direction and time, equal to E1 into e power minus alpha t, where alpha is the attenuation constant, Okay, into cos of omega t minus beta z in the direction of ax. Okay, this is the z direction and this is a component of x, and e2 into e power minus alpha t cos omega t minus beta z of ay. Okay, or simply this entire term. Okay, this entire term is ex into ax, and this entire term is treated as an ey, and this is ay. Okay, so e of z comma t equal to e1 into e power minus alpha t into cos of omega t minus beta z into ax plus e2 into e power minus alpha t into cos of omega t minus beta z into ay. So that is ex into ax plus ey into ay. Is it clear? See this concept. Okay, thus the electric field system G has it two components, ex and ey, and if ex is present and ey is zero, if the ex is present, ey is zero. Okay, why? Because at any time only one component is present. Okay, the wave is said to be polarized. The wave is said to be polarized in x direction. The phenomenon is called horizontal polarization. Okay, what it means, or with respect to earth surface. Okay, how do you discriminate that horizontal vertical polarization? Let this is the earth surface. Okay, if this electric component E is parallel to earth surface, then it is said to be a horizontal polarization. Why? Because this electric component is parallel to earth surface, then it is called horizontal polarization. For suppose the earth surface, for this earth surface, the electric component is perpendicular. Okay, then it is called vertical polarization. Okay. The electric field E has a two components, Ex and Ey. If the Ex is present and Ey is zero, the wave is said to be polarized in x direction. This phenomenon is called horizontal polarization. Similarly, Ey is present and Ex is zero, then the wave is said to be vertical polarized. Okay, or this phenomenon is the vertical polarization. Okay, if both Ex and Ey present and or in phase, both Ex and Ey are present and both are in phase, then the resultant vector makes an angle theta equal to tan inverse of Ey by x. Okay, with respect to x-axis, Ey by Ex. Okay, that ratio. This angle is a constant with time. Therefore, in linear polarization, the direction of the resultant vector is constant with time. See here, this is the horizontal polarization, and this is the vertical polarization. This is the polarized with theta polarization. What it means? Okay, that linear polarization is also classified as horizontal polarization, vertical polarization, and theta polarization. Is it clear? Okay, what we learn? What is meant by polarization? How do you define polarization? Polarization is simply defined as the orientation of the electric vector in at a given point in a space. Okay, for this concept. Again, okay, how the polarizations are classified? Polarizations are classified into basic three types. Okay, what are they? Linear polarization, electrical polarization, and circular polarization. Okay, again, that linear polarization is classified into two types as horizontal polarization and vertical polarization. What is the horizontal polarization and vertical polarizations? If the electric field component E is parallel to Earth's surface, then it is said to be horizontal polarization. If it is perpendicular to Earth's surface, that is called vertical polarization. Okay. Okay. Now the concept is circular polarization. Okay. Actually, that is the second concept is electrical polarization, but here they mentioned the circular polarization. Okay, what is meant by circular polarization? Circular means that electric and magnetic field components having identical amplitude. Okay, what it means? See here, for suppose this is the one component, this is also another component. These two are having equal amplitude. Okay, when these two are having equal amplitude, equal amplitude, even these were having equal amplitude, that is the circular shape. But suppose these are having unidentical amplitude, okay, when we take this format, this is the electrical polarization. Okay. See here, consider uniform plane wave traveling in z direction with electric field vector component Ex and Ey not in phase. That is, reach their maximum values of a different instance of time. Then the direction of the resultant electric vector vary with time. Okay. For suppose if Ex and Ey are Ey, okay, and that is horizontal and vertical components having equal magnitude with 90 degrees out of phase. Okay, then the resultant vector E is the circle. It formed like a circle. That's why this is called a circular polarized wave. Okay, remember when Ex and Ey having a identical amplitude, okay, and they are spaced apart 90 degrees, okay, then it forms or looks like a circular polarization. Okay. See here, consider uniform plane wave traveling in z direction in a lossless medium. Lossless medium means where alpha equal to 0. Then the electric field vector in the time domain is represented as E of z comma t equal to the general format E1 into cos of omega t minus beta z into Ax plus E2 into cos of omega t minus beta z plus some phase shift, okay, in y direction. So Ey component leads Ex component by angle of phi. Okay, here phi is 90 degrees. Okay, what is the phase shift between the sine and cos waves? 90 degrees, right? Here phi is the 90 degrees, but not mentioned. Later, they replace that phi with 90 degrees. Okay. The electric field vector lies in the xy plane. The vector E has the two components of Ex and Ey along the x and y values respectively. So, electric field component with the parameters z comma t equal to Ex into Ax plus Ey into Ay. Here Ex equal to E1 into cos omega t minus beta z. Ey equal to E2 into cos of omega t minus beta z. Okay, these two are spaced apart how much? 90 degrees. So for circular polarization, Ex and Ey having equal magnitudes and phi equal to 90 degrees phase difference. So E1 equal to E2. Okay, let it is assume these two are equal. So these two are equal and equal to Ea here. So E of z comma t equal to Ea into cos of omega t minus beta z into Ax. Again Ea into cos omega t minus beta z plus 90 degrees. Okay, see here Ea into cos omega t minus beta z plus Ea into cos for omega t plus omega t minus beta z plus 90 degrees. Okay, at a fixed point z equal to 0, z equal to 0. Okay, in the direction. If E of 0 comma t equal to A into cos omega t of Ax minus A into sine of omega t into Ay. Okay, Ex equal to A into cos omega t and Ay equal to minus A into sine omega t. So Ex by A, just a second. So Ex by A equal to cos omega t, Ey by Ea equal to minus sin omega t. Okay, squaring and adding these two components. So what we get? Ex square plus Ey square equal to E square of cos square omega t plus E square sin square omega t. So cos square omega t plus sin square omega t equal to 1. That's why uh, Ex square plus Ey square equal to E square. Okay, when we take this E square is common. Okay, this equation represents the locus of the circle, right? So it looks like this. Okay, in circular polarization, if Ey leads by Ex by 90 degrees, the direction of the rotation is left-handed screw roll advancing in the direction. Okay, hence the wave is called a left circularly polarized wave. Okay, remember this. Okay, similarly, if EY lags behind 90 degrees, then it is called a right circularly polarized wave. Okay, this is the concept of circular polarization. Okay, the next concept is the elliptical polarization. Okay, elliptical polarization. Okay, what we are expecting the difference between that circular and elliptical polarization? In the circular polarization, the TX and the EY components having identical amplitude, right? But in the elliptical polarization, the two components having unidentical amplitude. That is the reason only. Okay, okay, and there is no difference among between the circular and elliptical polarizations. Okay, consider a uniform plane wave having a travel in z direction with electric field vector component Ex and Ey in not or in phase. Okay, that is they reach their maximum values at a different instance of time, and the direction of the resultant electric vector E will vary with time. Okay, if Ex and Ey have a different magnitudes with a 90 degrees phase difference, okay, then the locus of the resultant vector E is in eclipse. The wave is called elliptically polarized wave. Okay, here also the proof. Consider uniform plane wave traveling in z direction in a lossless medium where alpha equal to 0. Then the electric field vector in time domain. Okay, the electric field vector in time domain is simply mentioned as E of z comma t. Okay, that is the standard format. Remember that format. E1 into cos of omega t minus beta z into A plus E2 into cos of omega t minus beta z with some phase shift. Okay, that is, and the EY component leads the EX component by 90 degrees. Sorry, some 5 degrees. Okay. The electric field vector lies in the xy plane. The vector E has a two components, X and EY, along X and Y axis respectively. So E of z comma t value is how much? Ex into Ax plus Ey into Ay. For elliptical polarization, Ex and Ay are different magnitudes and phi equal to 90 degrees phase. So E of z comma t equal to G1 into cos of omega t minus beta z into Ax plus E2 into cos of omega t minus beta z plus 90 degrees into Ay. Okay, at a fixed point z equal to 0, E of z comma 0 comma t equal to E1 into cos of omega t Ax minus E2 into sin of omega t. So Ex equal to E1 cos omega t into Ax when compared with this expression 7.86. So Ey equal to minus E2 into sin of omega t. So Ex by E1 cos omega t, Ey by E2 minus sin of omega t. So squaring and adding these two. So what sin square omega t plus cos square omega t value is 1. So Ex square by E1 square plus Ey square by E2 square equal to 1. Okay, the equation represents the locus of the ellipse. The wave is elliptically polarized. Okay, again, uh, direction of rotation. Okay, in elliptical polarization, if Ey leads Ex by 90 degrees, the direction of rotation is left-handed screw advancing in z direction. Okay, hence the wave is called a left elliptically polarized wave. Similarly, the Ey lags behind the direction of rotation of a right-handed screw advancing the z direction. Then the wave is called right elliptically polarized wave. Okay, just like that previous concept. See here, this is not a circle, right? A compressed version or simply elliptical format, Ex and Ey. Left elliptically polarized and right elliptically polarized. Okay. Okay, with this concept, the first part of the fifth unit is covered. With this concept, first part of the fifth unit is covered, and this reflection and refraction of a uniform plane wave. Okay, this is the next concept. Okay, reflection and refraction of a uniform plane wave. What is meant by reflection and what is meant by refraction? Okay, the propagation of these EM waves through different materials having different constant parameters like epsilon, mu, sigma, eta. Okay, these are the medium parameters, right? Undergoes a partial reflection and reflections at the boundaries. Okay, some part of the incident wave is transmitted and other part is reflected back to the boundary depending upon the angle of incidence. For example, when a plane wave is in air, okay, for example, okay, the uniform plane wave is in air is incident normally on the surface of a perfect conductor. For suppose if for suppose it insect uh, uh, perfect conductor, then the wave is completely reflects back. The combination of incident wave and reflected wave is the resultant is the standing wave. Okay, depending upon the direction of the incident wave, two cases are considered either. What are they? Okay, normal incidents and oblique incidents. The incident wave is normal to the plane of the boundary surface. And oblique incidence is that the incident wave makes an angle theta with the normal to the plane of the boundary surface. Okay, there is a normal and oblique. What is the normal? Incident wave is normal to the plane of the boundary surface, and oblique is other than normal. Okay, that is make an angle with theta. See the figure here. Okay, material 1 and material 2. These two medium constants are different. See here, epsilon 1, mu 1, eta 1 and velocity v1. Okay, and similarly epsilon 2, mu 2, v2 and eta 2. So here when the wave enters the medium 1 to medium 2, okay, resultant electric and magnetic fields. See here, incident electric field, incident magnetic field. Incident electric field, incident magnetic field, reflected electric field, reflected magnetic field, transmitted electric field, transmitted magnetic field from medium to medium. Okay, what is meant by theta here? Incident angle, the angle at which the wave makes an okay, the angle at which the incident wave makes with the normal of the normal to the interface. Next, reflection angle means the angle at which the reflect the wave with the normal to the uh, uh, interface. Okay, transmission angle, the angle at which transmitted wave makes with the normal to the interface. Okay, that is the transmission angle. What next concept is the Snell's law. Okay, this is very important. Snell's law. Okay, Snell's law is also called as the law of refraction. Okay. The law of refraction is known as the Snell's law. It is used to determine the direction of waves traveling through refractive media with varying indices of refraction. Okay, the Snell's law is simply states that the ratio of sines of the angles of incidence and refraction, sin theta I by okay, sin theta t. Okay, the angle of incidence and refraction is equal to the ratio of phase velocities in two medias. Okay, that is sin theta I by sin theta r equal to v1 by v2 equal to eta 2 by eta 1. Okay, where v1 and v2 are the velocities of the medium 1 and 2 respectively, and eta 1 and eta 2 are the refractive indices of medium 1 and medium 2. Okay, but for dielectric medium, okay, mu1 equal to mu2 equal to mu naught, that is v1 equal to 1 by square root of mu naught into epsilon naught, but epsilon naught instead we consider epsilon 1, and v2 equal to square root of mu naught into epsilon 2. So sin theta by sin theta t equal to 1 by mu naught epsilon naught by 1 by mu naught epsilon 2. Okay, actually two different mediums, right? So mu naught cancels, square root of epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 equal to eta 2 by eta 1. So root over just cross multiply here. So root epsilon 1 sin theta I equal to root epsilon 2 sin theta t. So eta 2 by eta 1 equal to root over epsilon 2 by epsilon 1. Okay. And next one is the law of reflection. Okay, law of reflection. Okay, the law of reflection states that the wave incident upon a reflective surface will be reflected at an angle equal to the incident angle. And at which angle it is incident is which is equivalent to, okay, that much angle it is reflected back. Okay, that is the reflection coefficient. Okay, the reflection coefficient. Next concept is the reflection coefficient. Okay, reflection coefficient. Oh, just a second. Reflection coefficient, it is denoted with gamma. Okay, this is the capital gamma. Okay, it is simply defined as the ratio of amplitudes of reflected and incident waves. Okay, it gives the fraction of the incident wave that is reflected back from the interface. It is a dimensionless quantity. Okay, varies from -1 to 1. Okay, gamma equal to reflected wave to incident wave, or gamma equal to reflected magnetic component to incident magnetic component, where A and HA are incident fields and reflected. Okay, A and HA are the incident wave fields, and ER and H are the reflected waves. Okay, remember that. Next, transmission coefficient T. Okay, transmission coefficient means how much factor it is transmitted into the medium. Okay, it is the ratio of amplitudes of refracted and incident waves. It gives the fraction of the incident wave that is transmitted into the second material from the surface. Okay, it is also dimensionless quantity and ranging from 0 to 2. Okay, whereas reflection coefficient varies from -1 to 1. Okay, that is very important and comparative point of view. -1 to 1 reflection coefficient, and transmission coefficient varies from 0 to 2. So it can be expressed as T equal to transmission electric field strength ET by EI, or HT by HI, where ET and HT are the reflected fields of the second material. Okay, okay, that is the concept of transmission coefficient. Okay, these are the basic definitions. Okay, when actual the derivation starts, it is very convenient to understand the transmission coefficient, reflection coefficient, law of reflection, and the law of refraction is the Snell's law. Okay, say transmission angle theta or reflection uh, angle of incidence. Okay, that is the concept of reflection and diffraction of uniform plane wave. Okay, and regarding to polarizations are classified into three types as linear, elliptical, circular. Again, linear polarization to horizontal and vertical. Okay, so this is the today's concept. I will continue the that reflection and diffraction derivation concepts in the next class. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for your attendance.